Hello, this is Heather Hoffman, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share my first card using the brand new October 2020 Kit of the Month from Unity Stamp Company. I have kind of a simple design I'm making today. I have my fun little image and that cute sentiment pre-cut out from the Kit of the Month. And I have a white card base and then a panel of white cardstock. Right now it's just trimmed slightly smaller than my white card base. And I'm going to show you kind of a fun technique to create a pattern paper background. I'm going to be using some fun angles, and all of my pattern papers from this is from the Memory Box Garland Stripes and Dots 6x6 pattern paper pad. And I'm starting by trimming those panels to the width. I kind of had to play with this a little to figure out how I could just use 3 pieces of pattern paper and get all my fun designs on there. So I started off by just filling in the color along the top I wanted, and then I cut another little angle on my next piece, and I'm just going to kind of build down, alternating my angles bit by bit and layering over in small pieces. I could go all the way down, but I would have a lot of thickness of paper, and I think I would also find that first of all I would need multiple pieces of the pattern paper as well. So kind of played with my angle. I was trying to get it so it would be a little bit different, but not I don't know. I just kind of kept playing with each piece until I was happy with how it layered down. And finally, what made a difference there was moving it up a little more. And then I realized I kind of liked that one as long as I overlapped it up just a touch more. So I'm alternating from green to black to pink. And if you mess up and cut the wrong angle, the great thing with an odd number is I knew the next time I needed the black, that angle I just cut would be exactly what I would need. So I just kept that piece and I flipped over to the other side and went ahead and cut my angle on that side next. I like using a small pattern for this. This polka dot paper was just kind of perfect for it. It's just kind of a fun, non-traditional Christmas palette, especially with that those black dots at the end there. I really like that. And I loved ending on that at the bottom because it was a great way just to finish and ground my image there at the end. And then it also gave me an uneven, instead of exactly 3 of each of the colors, it gave me just 2 of the pink, 3 of the green, and 3 of the black. So kind of that uneven numbers help make it a little more pleasing to the eye. All right, once I had that laid in place, I just kind of built everything up after that, carefully adding a little bit of adhesive tape to the back of each of those pieces and layering them on. And at this point, I wasn't super picky about getting it absolutely lined up at the edge. You might notice it actually lines up pretty well by cutting these to that width. It helped quite a bit with that. But once I get everything on here, I did trim around all those edges. I just wanted to kind of smooth everything off. And I decided I want a little bit of a bigger border. So I would definitely suggest going a little bigger than you intend to use and then trim it down to what you want. And on this, I'm only taking, I think, about 1/8 of an inch off of each side. And again, I'm doing it all the way around just so I end up with a smoother edge all the way around on that. All right, so I kind of planned where I wanted to put those images and that sentiment, cleaned up all my little scraps out of the way, and then I added that straight onto my card base, and then I decided to add the scooter with foam adhesive. And once I got all those little pieces, I'm kind of a firm believer in foam adhesive, you might notice, so I probably took way too long fitting little pieces of foam around there. So you're gonna have to excuse my overuse of foam adhesive, but I really did have the best of intentions. I do like to make sure all of that kind of stuff is sturdy. I also planned on coloring this scooter when I began, but once I got it adhered on the card, I loved all the colors in the background, so I ended up not doing that. All right, and before I actually stuck that down, I realized I kind of wanted something to separate it from that background a little. So I had a little scrap of vellum on my desk, so I just trimmed that down a little bit to kind of fit, just to soften those colors so you could still see them through, but it wasn't quite as bold and in your face. So, and the other great thing is with what I'm adhering over the front, I could add a little bit of good sturdy adhesive tape on that vellum, adhere it down, and guess what? When I adhere my image and sentiment over the top, you're not going to see any of that. It's all going to be hidden by those front pieces. So it made it really easy. I didn't have to think too much about adhering those in place. All right, there you go. A fun background, really simple card, and no coloring needed, also a bonus. Thanks so much for coming by today. Have a wonderful day.